Hi, I'm Jamie Goode of wineonrack.com, and a focus today is Pinot Noir. Pinot Noir is one of the top red grape varieties. It's one of my favourites, along with Cool Climate Syrah. Obviously Cabernet is pretty cool as well. Although I'm not really a fan of this sort of ranking of grape varieties. I think it's looking at wine just through grape varieties is kind of a simplistic way of understanding it, and I think sometimes it's better to get over the grape variety and to concentrate on more interesting things like the terroir, where the grape was grown, issues like that. But anyway, that's a diversion. Let's get down to the business of tasting some wine. I'm going to start off with a New Zealand wine. This is Blind River Pinot Noir 2007 from Marlborough. It's about £16–17, available from odd bins in the UK. Let's have a look. The first thing is the colour. Now with Pinot Noir, I think often my favourite Pinot Noirs are often lighter in colour. Some people think that deep dark red wines are better than lighter red wines. The deeper the colour the better, which again is a bit of a simplistic way of looking at wine. Now this wine, it's got quite a bit of colour, but you can see through it pretty clearly. It's not too dark in colour. There's this wonderful aroma, cherries and herbs, spice. Now Marlborough is not the most celebrated region in New Zealand for Pinot Noir, but sometimes when they're good, they're really good. And this is a really good one. It's got lovely, almost sweet and sour characters on the nose. Yeah, lots of cherry character, cherry fruit. Cherry fruit's often the fruit I find most commonly in Pinot Noir. Dark cherries, even red cherries. Lovely spice and earth and herb complexity too. On the palate, this has got what I look for most in Pinot Noir, which is elegance. It asked me to define elegance, and I can't really. It's very hard. You just know it when you see it. It's almost the way the wine carries itself, the texture of it, the way that the components interact. Nothing sort of beats you up. It's kind of everything working smoothly together. Yet there's still personality there. Sometimes you can have smooth wines with everything really smooth, but no interest at all. It can be boring and rubbish. But this isn't boring, this is interesting. There's lots to engage my interest, but then again, nothing really sticks out awkwardly. This is a really good Pinot Noir. It's delicious, it's light, there's presence there and intensity there, but it's still quite a light wine with a beautiful personality. So I really like that one. This second wine is Burgundy, red Burgundy, and Burgundy is the most famous place for Pinot Noir. It's where Pinot Noir started. All red Burgundy, pretty much all of it, is made from Pinot Noir, and at the very high end, the best expressions of Pinot Noir in the world are made from Burgundy region. But of course, not all Burgundy is good. Some is rubbish, and the real skill lies in finding the good stuff from the bad stuff. But you could spend your whole life covering just this one region, and some wine journalists do just cover Burgundy because it's a complex region. Now this wine is from a good producer called Louis Jadot, and it's Le Climat Pinot Noir. So effectively it's a blend of different sites, which is unusual in Burgundy. Often Burgundy, the wines come from just one region. One vineyard, sorry. This is from 2004 vintage. And what's it like? It's very different to the Blind River on the nose. It's got a kind of warm, slightly caramelly baked edge to it, which isn't that good, I have to say. In fact, it tastes a bit stewed. It's a bit jammy and stewed, which is, again, not very good. There's some earthiness there. Some cherryish fruit, but the fruit's kind of receding a bit. And if you look at the colour, I mean, you probably can't see the colour of this wine, even if I hold it up there to the white. It's a little bit faded. It's got some browning at the edges. I don't know if you can see that in the video. But this is a wine that has seen better days. And I don't like to be negative, especially, you know, Jadot is a good producer. I don't like to be negative about this, but it's not very nice. So that's a thumbs down from me, I'm afraid. So, the next wine, the last wine, is Kiwi Cuvée Pinot Noir. The idea behind this wine being that New Zealanders make great wine in New Zealand, so why can't they do better than the French in France? And the interesting thing about this is it's a cheap Pinot Noir. It's $4.99. Got it from Sainsbury's, and it's from the south of France, which isn't a fantastic place to grow Pinot Noir. And the reason I bought this wine for this tasting is because I wanted to see whether it's possible to get good, cheap Pinot Noir, because that's been one of the difficulties. Pinot Noir is an amazing grape, makes fantastic, awesome wines, but it's really hard to find good, affordable examples of it. Got a nice colour, not too dark, quite bright. You can see in there, gets the white there. Very fruity on the nose. Lots of red berry, blackberry fruit, quite full on. Sweet fruit, not terribly Pinot Noir like, but still very nice. Palate shows lovely, fresh, sweet, pure fruit with a little bit of grippy structure. It's actually a very tasty wine. If I had it blind, I'll be honest, I don't think I'd be able to spot that as Pinot Noir. But it's a very nice, quite light red wine with quite pure fruit. It's not elegant. It's probably a little bit extracted. There's a bit too much taken out of the grape skins for my benefit. But it's not a bad wine at all. It's quite tasty. So there you have it, Pinot Noir at $4.99, which is quite drinkable. But for me, the winner out of these three is definitely the Blind River New Zealand Pinot Noir. And I think if you're going to go and buy Pinot Noir, and you don't want to spend a fortune, the best place to go is New Zealand. New Zealand can produce Pinot Noir for maybe £10 to £15 that's thoroughly delicious and exhibits many of the best characteristics of this red grape variety. Burgundy's a bit of a hit and miss, but I guess, you know, if you're on a budget, New Zealand's the place to go. Anyway, thanks for listening. Goodbye.